You know what I find to be really underrated when it comes to videos, especially YouTube videos? Sound. Just how people sound, how clear their voices come across, how you can catch the little inflections, the little tone changes in their voices. Just sound. And with that in mind, I decided to do a little comparison review of two mics that can upgrade your sound game when it comes to videos and just doing this YouTube thing. I'm Tuli. This is Conversations About Nothing. Let's get it. So the mics in question are the Superlav Moving Mic. I think that's the Moving Mic Superlav, that's the name. And the second one is the Boya M1 Mini. So in this review, we're going to see what you get, what comes in the packaging. So what you pay for, is it just the mic, is it the clip, what extra does it come with, how does it sound, what are the sort of minor pain points between the two, and just some extra tidbits as to why you should buy a lav and not just use the audio coming out of your phone or camera or whatever it may be that you're using. Okay, cool. So here I have the Superlav, because I have two Superlav boxes and one I've already opened, so Superlav. Both boxes are flimsy. Both of them are just small water, and you can hear how they sound. You can see how beat up this Boya is. This one barely open, but it's also out there, so this will be your experience opening it up, more or less. You get this. So this has a clip, basically. There's a clip that you put your mic on. You can see this is the shandy keeping it on my shirt. So I found Superlavs to be a bit more annoying to put on, but I'll get into that one later. And then you have a 1/4-inch adapter, which basically it's either to plug it into amplifiers, some bigger machinery that doesn't take a 3.5mm jack. So all of them, the Boya as well as the Superlav, they have this joint. I think most of y'all have seen them. And then it also comes with, I have this one on my mic, the little windshield for your plosives to help in that sense. And that's about it. And then I think there's a paper. I've thrown the, no, there we go. I use the Boya. There's like a paper, and the other one also has a paper. And then there we go. The actual mic. Superlavs comes in a bag, just a whole unassuming bag like this. It's actually very cool, because later on you might lose the box, but at least if you have a bag, that's dope. And Boya comes in an extra bag. I don't know if y'all can see. They made sure it's, this is a Boya. So if someone comes with a Superlav and they try to steal yours, it's in your Boya. It's this in this leatherette, faux leather type of material. The Boya costs about 450 Namibian dollars, and the Superlav, I remember I got a deal at 350 Namibian dollars, but I believe I checked on their website lately, it's about 400 Namibian dollars. So the Superlav is slightly cheaper than the Boya, but as we go through this review, we will see whether there's a $50 or $100 difference in how they sound. Yeah, that's about it on the unboxing. The only thing I really hate is the boxes are flimsy. They're genuinely, if you see this one, there was like small water and it just stained. Truly terrible. But yeah, outside of that, so they're about 6 meters in length, both of them. They're actually about 6 meters in length, which is super useful, especially like you can see in the back. I have this one connected to my iPad. It's not 6 meters, but it's far enough away. Or you can do the thing where if you want to showcase like wider landscapes or more of your room, your camera can be a bit further. You plug your mic in, you can still go all the way back, or it's very versatile. Or if you're having an interview with somebody, then the two of you in these times of COVID, you can still be slightly further apart, plug your things in accordingly, and it will go a distance. You have your mic or your main camera in the middle with a splitter, boop boop, you connect the two of them, it goes a solid distance, and you're still having that interview and having that excellent sound, as opposed to you're being forced to have your camera really close because you want that mic to be really close so you can shout, and ain't nobody want that. Nobody wants that. So yeah, the length, real plus for the both of them. It's not like some extra thick kind of material. It's just regular, you know, if you've had headphone jacks generally, you know what that is. Let me just do unplug. If you remove the mic from the if you remove the filter from the mic, you'll see it's just a little tiny unassuming little thing. So let me just put this back. So yeah, outside of the 6-meter length, in the middle of both mics, you will find this little capsule. This is the one for Boya, and it has like a switch which is for camera and for off / smartphone, so that if you're using it on the smartphone, you have to basically turn it off and the smartphone will power it and you'll be able to speak through there. And if you plug it into the camera, you turn it to camera and you basically speak, and it will be getting power from the batteries. If you have it in your smartphone and you put it on camera, it will not catch the sound. It will not capture the sound. You will just be talking and nothing will be captured. And because your camera has something plugged in, or your smartphone has something plugged in, it will sense that something is plugged in, but no sound will come through. So it will not even be capturing your device's sound. So it will just be very, very quiet. So just make sure of that. It's very straightforward, very simple. You'll leave when it's off, when it's on smartphone, red. That's on Boya. What do you call it? Moving mic also has colors, but it's very like darker, and I think it's sort of reversed. And their switch is shorter. It's not textured. This one's a bit longer, a bit more textured, so you can oh my goodness. I was about to tell y'all to make sure that your mic is always switched to smartphone and camera, and then I switched it and just never switched back and seemed like a real amateur doing that. So just always make sure that when it's in the smartphone, it's on off / smartphone. When it's in a camera, it's on camera. That's basically it in terms of the experience, the physical experience of the devices. Outside of that, it's fairly straightforward stuff. So I think we should get into like a little bit of a sound test, a little bit of a sound check. So Boya M1. Do you know what I find to be really underrated when it comes to videos, especially YouTube videos? Sound. Just how people sound, how clear their voices come across, how you can catch the little inflections, the little tone changes in their voices. Just sound. And with that in mind, I decided to do a little review of 2 mics. So that's my sound check for that. Let me switch to the moving mic and just give you a little bit of a sound bite here. Okay, this is the sound from the Superlav Moving Mic. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Everybody in the place go. I don't know why I'm making these sounds, but yeah, this is the sound from the Superlav Mic. Hi, my name is Tuli. Welcome to Conversations About Nothing. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, and then lastly, just for you to see the difference, here is my phone. I'm recording this on a OnePlus 7T, so that's the difference between the three, and I'm about an arm's length away from my phone, so that's the difference in sound. I personally prefer the Boya. I find it to just be a little more fuller, a bit clearer, less muffled than the Superlav, but that's just personal. You guys can mention in the comment section which sound you prefer. So I recorded them, and I didn't, up to the point where I was doing the comparison, I didn't edit any of the two. So you can compare between the two. You can always edit, try to make, remove some muffledness, high pass filter, noise reduction, whatever you may want to do. You can do that, but that was my personal experience between the two. Even though they claim to have basically, if you read, this is the Boya, you can freeze the Boya, and the Superlav, they are claiming the exact same bona fides, but I personally find the Boya to sound better than the Superlav. Like I said, just mention in the comment section which one you prefer, or maybe you like my phone sound, that tinny, slightly irritating sound that puts you off the video and you don't even really know why, but you know why. So yeah, outside of that, I also prefer the Boya for one thing that's very small, but until you experience the better version, you won't realize how annoying it is, and that is the clipping, the on and off, this guy. The Boya is just like it's like a peg. You just put 1, 2, on, off. The Superlav, it's like you have to get a pair of like pliers or tongues and just like squeeze it super hard to actually get it on and off, and it's so irritating. It's like it's super glued on, and that's a very small thing that where you just want to go poop, clip it on, take it off. It gets very irritating the more you do it. And until I experienced the Boya, it wasn't a thing to me. But then when I got the Boya, I'm like, bro, to a point where I would take the one off the Boya, put it on the Superlav, put it on my lapel, whatever it may be, and be back. But yeah, outside of that, it's a fairly similar experience, except for the Boya being just that bit better. And then the last thing, it's just more of a tip in terms of where or how you may clip it, how you may speak. You can YouTube videos. Some people clip theirs right here on the outside. Some people tape them underneath the shirt so you don't see them like that. Some people put them like here on the shoulder. I'm not really sure. I just put mine around here because it's not a movie. It's not a movie, so third wall, whatever, we can break that. Fourth wall. We can break the fourth wall here and be whatever we're doing. I mean, it's a review, it's a tooly thing, it's a conversation about nothing. And then one more thing, there's just a small tip on how to record to better edit your sound. So you don't just record, it sounds okay, and you go. No, you go in, you record. Before you start recording, before you start speaking, you press record on your device, whether it's your phone, whether it's your camera, you press record, and then you just leave yourself a window of like 10 to 15 seconds to capture the noise around you. And then when you go edit, because I do the edits externally and then come sync it up in post, you do a thing called noise reduction, noise removal, to remove that so that your vocals are louder than whatever your environmental noise may be. Or you use something like, I'm using Dolby on my iPad. I think it's an iOS only app. I'm not sure if it's an Android. I will check, and if it is, I'll just write something here. If you see me right now, then you know it's not an Android. Then it's just an iOS only app, and that one sort of you record and then it does the heavy lifting for you after the fact. Then you don't need to record your audio, and then you just sync it up in post. Or if you're using something like DaVinci Resolve to edit your video, which is what I'm doing, I don't know much about Premiere Pro and those, at the Fairlight page, you can also do some noise reduction, some fairly powerful audio for video stuff. So outside of that, just record in such a way that it's easy for you to sound better. So the mic is the first step to get better sound, but learn to edit your audio as well. That's my pro tip. That's my tip of the day. Record in such a way that it makes your sound easier to edit. So close your doors, record where the ceilings are slightly lower. Hopefully there aren't a bunch of tiles. Make sure your windows are closed. The less windows, the better actually. You don't want just sound bouncing everywhere. You don't want that echoey sound. Get as much mats and carpet in there. Get as much semi-soundproofing as possible to make your things sound better. Especially if you're recording solo, then you have more control over the room that you're recording, everything, etc. Outside of that, I'll come with like a series on how to edit your audio for video and for like podcasting. If you have any other suggestion outside of the Boya and the Superlav for easy, relatively inexpensive sound to upgrade your sound, let me know in the comments. Else just subscribe, like, share if you enjoy this. You can find me on Twitter, you can find me on Instagram at TuliTokyo. Until next time, peace.